This is the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is the iPhone Air. What's up, Lollipop? My name is Joe, and in today's video, I want to show you these two devices. Now, you've seen many unboxing videos so far on the internet. There is not much in these boxes apart from the cables and the paperwork, so I'm not gonna bother with the unboxing. It's basically just the phones. So I'll take the boxes away, and we're gonna have a chat about what I think of these phones, because it's very unique. My feelings, I haven't felt like this in regards to iPhones for a long time. First of all, the first thing that I unboxed and what I was most excited for is the iPhone Air. This device is so beautiful, and when they say you really need to hold it in your hand, they really mean it. You really need to hold it in your hand. It feels super thin. It feels nothing like you've ever held before. If you have an iPhone 6, and I actually do, this is an iPhone 6 compared to the iPhone Air. The width is almost the same, except the iPhone Air is thinner, not including the camera bulge, of course. Now, this phone is so unique, it's so sexy, it's just wow. And I really know that it's not the most popular phone at the moment. Right now, the iPhone 17 Pro Max and 17 Pro in white and blue are selling out. The Air, you can order it today. You can walk into a shop and buy it because it's available. But I think this is gonna be the common people's phone. Really, this is not like the iPhone 12 mini or 13 mini. This little, or not so little guy, but this thin guy is one of the most sexiest phones right now in the market. Now, with that said, it does lack some features. First of all, as you can see, only one camera. While this camera is actually quite fantastic, it really is. And I think an average person can really get by with just one camera. It's not that big of an issue because I have my fiance. She has an iPhone 16, and rarely does she use the ultra-wide camera. I haven't seen one picture where she was actually using that camera in the past half a year. So I think this is kind of like a phone for girls. This is for the people who are not necessarily in need of the high quality, or not high quality, but the best of the best cameras and the most versatile cameras. This is something that you want to take good photos with, and you're going to be able to do good photos with. And in the meantime, it fits in your pocket so comfortably. It fits in your hand so comfortably. It's super light. This is 165 grams. This was a bit lighter, but it has the same feeling as an iPhone 6. When you put it side by side, you can see it's a little bit bigger. It's more of like an iPhone 6 Plus, which I also have here. So if we put an iPhone 6 Plus next to this phone, you can see it's almost exactly the same dimensions, except that it's full screen on the front. I think this is the phone Apple wanted to make when they were making the iPhone 6 Plus. The unique thing is it is actually thinner, and the battery life is much more impressive. I've been using this for one full day, and I can say that I don't think there's going to be much problems with the battery life. Right now it's on 60%. I opened this, it's currently 7 o'clock in the evening. I opened this 11 o'clock in the morning, charged it to 100%, and I've been using it all day ever since, and I'm still at 60%. So I think this device is really cool. Now, the other thing that I really want to mention is the selfie camera. As you can see in the selfie camera, I can zoom out, zoom in, and rotate. So I can do landscape photos. And these landscape photos are pretty cool. And also you saw the notification that I need to clean my lenses, which is great. So this gives so much versatility to this phone that, you know, a lot of people are used to doing the selfies like this. No, not anymore. You can do the selfies like this and it automatically does it for you. Other than that, it's just an iPhone. It does everything as you would expect. It has very similar characteristics. It has an A19 Pro chip, which you can play games with without a problem. And it's so weird holding this phone, playing a game, because you feel like it's a piece of paper in your hand, you know? You don't really necessarily grasp how thin this device is. If you have one of these, exactly, it feels like that. So it's awesome. Another thing is the 120 hertz display and the always on display. Now, when I unbox this, the always on display is turned off. So you need to manually turn it on if you want to use the always on display, which was kind of weird. I guess it's a battery thing. The measurements are probably with the always on display off. So all in all, a very, very good device. I can strongly recommend it for an average iPhone user. It's $1,000, I understand that, but you get a lot of beauty for that amount of money. Now, the other thing, this beast over here, which is one of the most comfortable Pro phones I've ever held in my life. So this new design, as you can see, it's rounded corners. It's a unibody, so it feels super comfortable in your hand. And actually, I was a lot of times jealous of the regular iPhone users that they had the aluminum case, which had a really nice feel to it. This phone has a fantastic feel to it. Now, it's glass over here. I don't know how strong it is or isn't. I am not going to do a break test or bend test or whatever. There's many of that on the internet right now. But all in all, this device feels solid in your hand and it's not as heavy, or I don't feel it as heavy as an iPhone 15 or 16 Pro. And I think that's just placebo because of the materials used, but I really, really don't feel it. This device is a really cool device. The cameras are pretty cool. So you have 8x zoom over here. And the quality, as I checked, is quite okay. So the 4x zoom obviously is better quality. It's 48 megapixels compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which was only 12 megapixels. Now, this is going to take a couple more days for me to test and see and, just figure out, do I like this phone? One thing is for sure, the position of the logo I cannot really deal with. And in this white model, you can barely see the logo. So I don't really understand what was the point. I feel it not really centered on the phone. It's much better here in the center of the phone rather than in the center of this. It was shocking seeing it at first. I was like, wow, okay, this is different. And now I'm quite happy that it's different. Now, I want to show you some case solutions for this phone because these are the new Apollo cases. And as you can see, the new MagSafe clear cases work differently. They have this space here between them. So the Apple logo is centered right here in this triangle. And this is basically how the case looks on it. This is the Apollo Acryl. This is the Apollo Arctic. If we look at the Apollo Air case, this is a gorgeous case as well. As you can see, full protection and is just magnificent the way it looks like. I think the clear cases should be like this, should be with the MagSafe broken up and you see the full phone. I think it's a lot more aesthetic. Finally, one of these white cases on the white phone also looks very, very dope. I quite like it. I think these are going to be a hot sellers this year, these cases. The white cases on the white phones or white cases on the blue phones. I think they are gorgeous. Now, in terms of colors, as I said, there is a silver, a blue, and an orange. I was lucky enough to see the orange as well in the store. And I have to say, I'm super happy that I didn't order the orange because the orange, in my opinion, looks very, very ugly. This white is perfect. Now, in terms of performance and all of the things that this phone can do, well, the number one thing is it has a vapor chamber inside, which means that it can dissipate the heat all over the phone a lot easier. This one doesn't. And for this, we can use a heat camera, and I'll be starting a video recording on both. So I'll start a video recording on both. And as they heat up, we can actually monitor the temperature. You can see that the iPhone 17 Pro Max is a lot hotter. And here in the center is the hotspot. And the iPhone Air is getting hotter as well, but only in the center. And it's not really dissipating that much the heat. So while the iPhone 17 Pro Max is getting the heat all over the phone, the Air is not really doing that. And it's just basically, you see the chip is heating in one position, and that's it. So this vapor chamber and this new material is really helping the iPhone 17 Pro Max move around the heat inside the phone. And I could actually feel that. I could actually feel that the phone was not as hot as I'm used to with the 15, with the 14, with the 13 when I was setting it up. All of the things that it was doing in the background were, just normal phone use. And usually it gets super hot, the phone. This time, no. Now, another thing I want to show you is the comparison between an iPhone 14 Pro Max and iPhone 17 Pro Max. A 15 Pro Max. Now, I know these phones have cases, so I'm going to remove the case so you have a clear view of everything. So this is what it looks like with the new materials. This is the stainless steel, shiny. This was one of the heaviest phones ever. This was the natural titanium from the 15 Pro Max. The 16 Pro Max are exactly the same dimensions. So this is what it looks like. I will be testing out these phones. What I'm really curious about is how well will I be able to use this iPhone Air, because I think this is my favorite one right now, thanks to the thinness. Everything, the brain of the phone and all of the components are inside here, this camera plateau. And this is basically just a battery. Now, this is only eSIM, so I need to get an eSIM to be able to use this full time. This is a European version, so it has a SIM card slot. I already have my SIM card in here, and I'm trying out the things. So, boys and girls, that is the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the iPhone Air.